At this example, as you can see, TDO panel was parish for the 5 cycles. Cycle number 1, 10 bars, was parish until cycle number 5, which consists of 160 bar. All of them was parish. When all the cycles is parish, the shadow is parish, as you can see here. When the cycles is parish for the first time, just for the first time, then we are going to see the arrow of the buy signal, or the sell signal. Here is the sell signal arrow will appear in front of us. Why do I have to wait for all the 5 cycles to get parish or bullish to see the arrow? The reason of this is that I want to reduce the amount of web saw that appear by true direction oscillator to the lowest number, and that is why I have to wait until all this the panel cycles is in line. So as you can see here, the market have passed the 0 line to the downside, so we should see an arrow here, but it didn't appear. Why? Because the TDO panel was not bearish. And here it changed back to be positive, and here change it back to be negative, here change it back to be positive, and then it returned it back to be negative, and here, just here, we got our signal. Just here we got our signal because the TDO panel told us that the 5 cycles is in line to the downside. Now let us talk quickly about the parameters, important parameters here. If you want to change parameters, stand on the indicator, just double click. As you can see, this is a link for the manual. Here is a TDO setting. You can change the first cycle as you wish from 1 to 10, as we talked before. I cannot, the second parameter is the max candle to draw. When you take a look to TDO, you'll find that it is not drawn by all the historical data that you have on your platform. The reason for this is that we are talking here about 5 indicators that work with each other at the same time, so I don't want your CPU to crash. That is why I will just use a portion of your historical data, and I use here 1000 bar. You can change this to whatever you want, but you should not be less than 161. It should not be less than 161. If you put something wrong, then you will get an alert like this. I put it here 160, so let's see. The indicator vanished. We got an alert, and we got a message in our expert, in our journal, that tell us wrong input parameter, TDO max candle to draw should not be less than 161 bars. So if I right click, double click the indicator, change this to be 161 bars, everything will be okay, and the indicator will, of course, will not see anything. We'll just see the TDO panel itself. But so if we increase it back again to be 200, as you can see, the indicator will begin to show. Let us keep it as how it is. 1000 is good. Now let us talk about the color. The TDO line is white, blue, and red is the color for the smart shadow and the panel and the buy sell arrows. You can show buy sell arrows or hide them if you want. You can change their side as I did before. And we have 2 setup of alert and messages that appear with TDO. The first setup is for the buy sell signal, and the second setup is for the smart shadows. So each time the smart shadows appear, we can have an alert. We can send an email to our. We can send an email message to our email. We can have a notification over our mobile. Also, when the TDO buy sell arrow appear, we can have an alert with a sound. We can see a message over our computer. we can have an email sent to our email, an email message sent to our email, and we can have a notification. This is about setting. You can change it as whatever you want. If you don't understand something, you can return it back to the manual. Until now, I hope these videos have helped you to understand something about true direction oscillator, and hope that every one of you make good profits with this indicator. Thanks a lot for you.